Today's episode of Inside Gaming Daily is sponsored by Postmates. You can get $100 of free delivery credit in your first 7 days by downloading the app and using our code INSIDE.
Hey everyone, welcome to Thanksgiving Tuesday!
That's right, it's Tuesday. G2A is one of the more infamous companies in video games for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, they pretty much make EA look like Humble Bundle at this point.
Wow! Oh, Tuesday burns!
Burned up G2A and they don't care. For years now, the notorious key reseller has been accused of various shady practices, the most serious of which is that they make it easy for people to sell stolen games.
Yeah, now some developers are so pissed at the company that they're actually encouraging people to pirate their games rather than buy them through G2A.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's really cool.
Basically said we'd rather G2A not get the money if we're not gonna get any either, so I appreciate that, I love it.
Devs have been mad at G2A for years, and now they're pissed off at a new scummy practice.
Yeah, this all popped off after Mike Rose, founder of indie publisher No More Robots, discovered that G2A paid for sponsored ads for one of his games on Google.
Oh, tell us more, Lawrence.
Yeah, specifically, he found that if you search for the biking game Descenders, which is actually pretty cool, you see G2A ads pop up, and they're even above the publisher's own links for the game.
Oh.
So they paid for higher placement, so anyone looking for it would get to G2A first.
Those bastards.
Yeah, that really sucks, because as Rose put it, quote, "We make zero money on our games that people buy through the ads." And as he showed in a quick clip, it's apparently impossible to turn off those ads.
What?
Yeah, on Google, usually you can say this ad doesn't pertain to me, I don't want to see it. And he was like trying to click that little slider and it just wouldn't go.
Sure.
So apparently, if you pay Google enough money, they don't give you that option anymore.
Cool.
Rose added, quote, "Please, if you're going to buy a game from G2A, just pirate it instead." Genuinely, devs don't see a penny either way, so we'd much rather G2A didn't see any money either.
Nice, burn them up.
We did a Google search on Descenders this morning and couldn't find G2A's sponsored ad, but if you click on the shopping tab, there it is, first result.
Other devs jumped in to support Rose's claims as well.
Developer Rage Squid, which made Descenders, asked players to torrent their game instead of buying on G2A.
Yeah, meanwhile, indie dev Rami Ismail added, quote, "If you can't afford or don't want to buy our games full price, please pirate them rather than buying them from a key reseller."
Are these fighting words or they're just more like...
I mean, this fight's happened before. I
Yeah.
just think it's like, I know that there's a crew out there, God bless you PC gamers, who pirate and think that they're making some kind of political grand statement about it. Like, no, I'm punishing EA for stealing this game. Well, this is kind of an instance where that can be true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If the devs are saying, hey, please pirate it instead of paying $12 to G2A, that's what you've been waiting to hear your entire lives, right? So get out there, pirate. Anyway, so Rami then went on to say, sites like G2A, quote, "cost us so much potential dev time and customer service, investigating fake key requests, figuring out credit card chargebacks, and more." That's like the aspect that doesn't really get talked about is that, yeah, all the keys sold in G2A make the dev no money, but it actually costs them money because when people redeem their fraudulent code and it doesn't work, they go to the dev and say, your game is f***ed up. And then they have to spend the time investigating what happened. It's not only just money lost, it's extra money lost on top of that, having to support all these fraudulent keys that fall off a truck somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's time for that segment on the show when we ask, why do devs hate G2A so much?
I mean, we already pretty much talked about it.
Oh, but we have so many more reasons.
Yeah, they've actually long been accused, G2A, of being a gray marketplace that facilitates the sale of stolen games.
Right, back in 2017, in an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, a GTA rep proclaimed their innocence, saying that people didn't understand their business model.
I love it that there's something worse than actually pirating a game, which is pirating a game and then selling the stolen keys.
Yeah.
G2A senior account manager Mario Mirek said at the time, quote, "I know we're called a gray marketplace, but the way we see it and the way our team sees it is that there's nothing really gray about it. People just don't understand our business model.
Keep saying that.
They just don't understand me. They don't get me.
We're actually good guys once you get past all the theft.
I murdered that other person for another reason entirely. You just don't understand."
Don't worry about that. Let me explain myself. Would you let me explain?
Listen, officer, I didn't steal the car. I was borrowing it and then I gave it to the wrong person.
You just don't understand.
You don't get it. The way I see it, I'm a hero. So not sure what there is to understand about selling keys that fell off the back of a digital truck, but you know, whatever, dude. However you want to do the mental gymnastics.
Yeah, G2A's shadowy reputation doesn't stop with developers either. They also have a bad reputation with gamers like Lauren.
Yeah,
Don't piss off the gamers. In 2016, they did a disastrous AMA on Reddit where they fielded questions like, quote, "Are you or are you not aware of how much harm you're done to the gaming industry?"
Wow.
And quote, "How does it feel selling pirated keys?" Got him. G2A allegedly tried to clean up its act 2 years ago, saying that they would be more transparent and provide detailed seller information to all buyers, including names and addresses. But none of that has stopped devs from continuing to despise G2A. Indie dev Paul Kilduff Taylor wrote about G2A's questionable practices 4 years ago, and since then he said, quote, "Nothing has changed."
Another dev, Chet Felsnick of Stray Bombay, called G2A scumbags you shouldn't shouldn't trust with your personal information, let alone support.
Yeah, but like we said, this has been going on for years, and some devs have said they've lost a lot of money because of G2A.
Yeah, in 2016, indie developer TinyBuild accused G2A of selling more than $450,000 worth of Steam keys.
Holy shit!
Without a single bit of profit coming back to the developer for their trouble.
Yeah, at the time, the CEO of TinyBuild wrote, quote, "Websites like G2A are facilitating a fraud-fueled economy where key resellers are being hit with tons of stolen credit card transactions."
The CEO of Tryon World similarly claimed that none of their bargain keys on G2A were legitimate, and a number of other developers have banned them altogether.
What did CEO Scott Hartzman say, Lawrence?
Yeah, it said, quote, "The only thing that keeps them out of jail is that they're operating in countries where there's no ability for law enforcement to touch them." I mean, damn.
He's right.
Yeah.
So they're like the Robin Hood of today.
In a matter of speaking, sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, the thing about the chargebacks is, and this is something that G2A has been accused of, is that they'll basically either themselves or through an intermediary will get a list of stolen credit card numbers, use those to buy a bunch of game keys, then they then have the keys that they then sell on. The credit cards get charged back, but the keys are already out in the wild. And then usually those batches of keys get invalidated after G2A has sold them.
Right.
So you get a hot key basically that gets invalidated before you can redeem it. You try to use it and it says the key's not valid, and then you go to the developer saying your key's broken. It's scummy as hell. None of this I don't think has been proven, but certainly companies have said, no, this is totally how it is.
It's
So
been
yeah.
happening enough. I think you can
happening for years.
You can kind of figure out when they go, all these keys that keep getting sold through G2A are coming from stolen credit cards, and we're getting the chargebacks. Gee, I wonder if there's a pattern here.
So G2A is the Robin Hood if Robin Hood stole from poor people.
Yes.
If he stole from poor people,
It's
then
like
sold to
stealing-
other poor people.
It's like stealing from indie devs.
And then he bought a cruise liner for himself and put it in international waters where he could continue doing it.
He's probably laughing at us from there anyway. So.
The respected indie publisher Devolver Digital and G2A have beef going back for years. You might remember in 2014 when Devolver tweeted that its games purchased on G2A weren't legitimate and that they were actively canceling those keys.
Nice. The indie developer of Slime Rancher has also publicly told off G2A. When G2A reached out to Slime Rancher developer Nick Popovich about Slime Rancher joining up with G2A deals, he replied, quote, "I'll have to pass on working with you and your shady company. That's terrible for devs and consumers alike. I really hope awareness of the garbage fire that is your business continues to grow."
Man, he went on to say, there's even more, but have no fear. I'm sure Slime Rancher keys will find their way to your site's claws, whether I like it or not.
So is that a yes? A maybe?
Did they actually do the business?
A light no.
I'm not sure.
And back in 2017, Gearbox announced it was partnering with G2A for a collector's edition of Bulletstorm, but then scrapped the plan after a backlash.
Yeah, after that deal fell through, G2A had strong words against its critics saying, quote, "Most of the allegations levied against us are based on both a lack of knowledge and a lack of desire to learn the other side of the story."
I mean, what is the other side of the story?
Stories that I'm getting money and I like that a lot.
What is
Look at it from my perspective. All I've ever seen out of G2A, and I have tried to follow this because I really like understanding the weird business models that emerge out of the games industry. I have yet to really see them give a really good explanation about how their model works that doesn't seem like it's leaving a lot of gaps for misinterpretation. So they keep saying, you guys just don't understand. But then when they have the chance to explain themselves, it doesn't really add up. So yeah, who knows? They tend to like just partner with a lot of streamers and stuff like that.
I see that a lot.
Well, G2A is it's managing to hang. I mean, like we've been talking about G2A for years. It's currently in the middle of a big ad push for its 5th birthday as a company, which might explain all those sponsored ads you've been seeing.
Yeah, and while we don't know how much in sales it does, its official Twitter account has more than 750,000 followers, so it's got some kind of audience. Also, those could be bought with all the stolen key money that they got.
They could be buying Twitter bots.
I mean, when humanity is dead and gone, the bots will keep trying to steal and buy stuff from each other. There will be some server out there with 1 million followers just talking to other sponsors.
Do you think G2A will be the first Twitter account to achieve sentience in the post-human world?
Sounds like it already has.
How about this? I put out the call to G2A right now. Why don't you send us a full, just a really long email of your business practices and your business model? I'll absolutely read it. I have no problem reading that because I want to know what it is and I want to know if we can actually tell people about it and see if it's not shady.
Feels like it's a mix of shady and not shady.
As are most businesses that you're kind of worried about.
But that's why they can sell keys at below market value. It's because they get them in bulk for cheap or nothing.
We don't question where they come from. They just showed up at our door.
Yeah.
And ignorance is bliss, I guess, in that situation.
I think the other thing is like they're a key reseller, so you can sell unused keys to them, and that's kind of a way that they can sort of cloud up and launder the marketplace a little bit, and that's kind of why they can also explain away the fact that they can resell keys for below market value. Because no, we bought them legitimately from customers that didn't want them. It's weird because I feel like there is a viable market there, but yeah, there's no way that this many devs who have no reason to light a retailer on fire like this are doing it, and they've been doing it for years, so.
I mean, hey, 5 years. Happy birthday birthday, G2A. Yeah, hey.
Good job.
It's always good to see a plucky startup doing well for itself in this economy.
We're in the wrong business, I guess. Free Steam keys for everybody.
That's our problem. We're doing it wrong.
Today's episode of Inside Gaming Daily is sponsored by Postmates, because once you pirate all those sweet, sweet indie games and you're playing them all the time, you're not gonna have time to go out and buy soap or food or ibuprofen or wine or anything that you need, and that's what Postmates is for. They can bring anything directly to your house, apartment, alleyway, den, Starbucks location where you've set up your iMac to play all those sweet, sweet pirated games, and that's what Postmates can help you do. We typically here at Inside Gaming only pick sponsors that help us live the gamer lifestyle. And what's more gamer than stealing a bunch of video games and playing them 24 hours a day without sleep or food? So Postmates can help you live that ultimate gamer lifestyle, so I encourage you to check them out. They say whether you need red wine at 4 p.m., because who doesn't, sushi at 9 p.m., again, because who doesn't, breakfast burrito at 8 a.m., and ibuprofen at 10 a.m., you can Postmate it all. Postmates is your personal food delivery, grocery delivery, whatever kind of delivery service all year round to help you earning those gaming achievements, seeing those credits, knocking those games out 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Postmates will bring you whatever you need within an hour. And you can get started at a Sprint here today. If you download the Postmates app and use the offer code INSIDE, it's like in the menu, go to use your offer code, type in INSIDE, you get $100 of free delivery credit in your first 7 days. That's a lot of burritos. Once more, that's $100 of free delivery credit in your first 7 days using our offer code INSIDE. Thank you so much for the sponsorship, Postmates. Perish that thought.
What are they called then?
Oh man, so instead, she called it, wait for it, surprise mechanics!
What the hell does that mean?
I suddenly feel better about having an addiction. Orwell just shook in his grave.
You just wasted thousands of bucks on bad soccer players. Surprise!
The company's complicit in encouraging children to gamble.